The performance evaluation of drip emitters. So this performance evaluation of drip emitters may be done in three categories, three ways. One is your manufacturing characteristics. Second one is hydraulic characteristics. Third one is your operational characteristics. So the manufacturing characteristics tell us that the statistical coefficient of variation in emitter in terms of your discharge rate when the new emitter of the same type are operated under the identical pressure and at given temperature. So it means the one emitter is performing and discharging some small amount of discharge, and if you change the shape, passage shape of this another emitter, or maybe shape in the diameter, a shape increase in maybe pressure or anything, so how it will perform, how it will give the discharge with respect to your previous one. So this is tell us the manufacturing characteristics. So this can be estimated, a coefficient of variation can be estimated by using the standard deviation by average rate of flow, that is gives the coefficient of variation. Next one is the hydraulic characteristics. So the relation between your pressure head and discharge. So this is the most important of your emitter. For given pressure head, what is the discharge that can be estimated by using the hydraulic characteristics. So whereas the pressure compensating emitters have the low value of this type of exponent, and based on this pressure and discharge relation we can estimate the either emitter is laminar type emitter or turbulent flow emitter. So in the laminar flow emitter, energy dissipation takes place in the walls of your water passage, and that is in the long and narrow flow path emitters. Whereas in the turbulent flow, the energy dissipation against the walls and the flow should be in the tortoise path, especially in the orifice type emitters or nozzle type emitters or tortoise path emitters. And pressure exponent may be varies. We will discuss in the next slide. And next one is operating characteristics. The emitter should be resist your given environment condition. It should be resist against the high temperature, high wind condition, high cold condition, and all environment condition based on the rainfall, relative humidity, all these environment conditions should be adapted. The emitter should be resist, and physical characteristics over their lifetime in throughout the duration of your lifetime should be constant, should not be changed. And this coefficient of manufacturing CV and uniformity coefficient CU and emitter flow variation, the discharge variation, are the three index to determine the uniformity. And next one is your the hydraulic characteristics. So the hydraulic characteristics tell us that relation between a pressure head and discharge of your individual emitter. This derived from your Bernoulli's and continuity equation. This is tell us that whether the flow of emitter is in the laminar flow or in turbulent flow. The type of emitter is long flow path or orifice path. So the flow characteristic equation can be represented, or simply we can call the pressure discharge relation, or simply discharge of your emitter can be given by this formula: Q equals to CD into H power of small x. The Q is here flow rate of your emitter in liter per hour, and H is operating head in meters, and x is the exponent. It is tell us that the type of flow in emitters, and this value varies from the 0 to 1. This is the most important. Please remember the exponent x is varies from the 0 to 1. And where the CD, where CD is that constant proportionality, Q is direct proportional to your H. So that is your operating pressure head. So this is the constant proportionality. This constant proportionality depends on type of emitter, geometry, which shape is there, which size is, which diameter is there, gravity. So here you can see this is the long path emitters. Okay, the flow will comes throughout the length of the wall, and pressure will reduces due to your smaller diameter, and the water will hit to the wall because high friction is there. So and only water will move into this outlet of your emitter. Same thing, this is the orifice type emitter, where the water will enter this entry point from this lateral, and this is the outlet point. So the water will move throughout this entire path. So the path is very small, but the length of the travel is little bit more, and in this condition the flow will may take place in the tortoise path. So this is called your orifice emitter. This orifice and long path emitter are mainly decided based on your exponent factor, that is the range varies from 0 to 1. The based on the value of your exponent x value, we can decide the type of the flow regime or type of flow in emitters, and also we can say that which type of emitter is there. Suppose the value of x is 1, so in this condition we can say that the flow regime will take place in this emitter is laminar flow, and emitter type is non-pressure compensation, means the discharge is varies. In this condition, the relation between a discharge and the pressure head is linear relation. So same thing as shown in this graph. So that is the x-axis and pressure head, and y-axis is your flow rate of your emitter. So this value can be represented in the linear where for a x equals to 1. And similarly, when the value of x, that exponent in this formula, the h power of x is 0.5, we can say that the flow in this emitter is fully turbulent, and the turbulent flow will occur in the orifice emitters. So orifice emitter shown in this. And in this type, the emitter type may be partially pressure compensation. Mean the small amount of discharge will vary with respect to your head, pressure head. So the relation between your discharge and head is Q equal root of your H. And in this condition, the pressure variation head may be plus or minus 10 meters. This is the curve for the turbulent flow emitter. Then x is equal to 0.5. And when the x equal to 0 in this equation, then Q equal to CD in H power of 0. That is nothing but your H. Q is nothing but CD. So that is complete depends on your geometry of your emitter. So we can say that the completely variable path emitters or variable flow, that is a fully pressure compensation emitters, and this value may be less than this variable flow path also less than the 0.4, 0.2 or 0.3. Also in some books this value also be given. So that is more below the 0.5, means 0.2, 0.3, like that. The flow regime, as you discussed in this emitter, the hydraulic characteristic of each emitter is directly related to your mode of fluid motion inside your emitter, which is characterized by your Reynolds number. We know the Reynolds number is inertial force by viscous force. This formula in this terms of your velocity, fluid and diameter of emitter, and this is the kinematic viscosity. So we can write this velocity in terms of discharge, Q equals to area into velocity, and we can multiply, and same thing you substitute, will get this value. So here we can say that Reynolds number is directly proportional to discharge. So that based on this Reynolds number and discharge flow rate, we can categorize that flow regime same like your open channel flow. So here also when Reynolds number is lesser than the 2000, you can call that laminar flow, and for the unstable flow more than the 2000 to 4000 range, and partially turbulent, that is up to 10,000. Okay, 4,000 to 10,000, but fully turbulent flow, the Reynolds number is more than the 10,000. So these are the flow conditions. So next one, operation characteristics. So here this operation characteristics, it includes the manufacturing coefficient of variation, that is your standard deviation by the minimum flow rate, and uniformity, emission uniformity and emission variation flow rate, that is Q, are three index to determine the irrigation uniformity. So in this condition, if all three conditions are satisfied, then our irrigation system will performing in well condition. So one of the most important parameter, that emission uniformity. In sprinkler also we call distribution uniformity, because the water will fall from the top. So we can say that the whether water is coming from nozzle with the distributing uniformly or not, you can estimate using your distribution uniformity that is proposed by your Christiansen. But in the dripper system and drip system or dripper also, this emission uniformity is proposed by your Keller and Carmelli in 1975. The uniformity or emission uniformity is expressed as percentage, and the relative index, this also be an index, tell us the values of your variability between your emitters in terms of your discharge. Okay, for a given area or block, it is described the uniformity of emitter flow for a given unit area. The uniformity coefficient or this uniformity is given by this formula. EU is the emission uniformity in percentage, and N is the number of point sources per plant. Suppose we are having one plant, so here how many emitters are arranged around this root zone or around this periphery of your emitter. Suppose I arrange 2, suppose 4 maybe, so then N is the 4, and CV is the coefficient of variation. We can call the manufacturing coefficient of variation, that is the ratio of your standard deviation by the mean flow rate, and Q minimum by Q average. Q is already know that the Q discharge relation between your coefficient of discharge and head power of X. So this is the relation between a discharge and head. So this Q minimum is the minimum discharge from your emitter, and Q average also same thing, the CD into H power of X. So this is the Q average, tell us the average emitter discharge in liter per hour. So this is the average. Suppose I am taking the number of emitters total is around the 24 or so. In this condition I will take the minimum emitter discharge, which one is minimum emitter, and average of this all 24 emitters, the ratio of these two. Okay, we'll understand in the problems. Emission uniformity is more than the 90%, we can say that the emitter performance is excellent. And when the uniform coefficient is 80 to 90%, then you can say that good condition. And more 70 to 80, you can say the fair. And below the 70%, we can say that emitter condition is very poor. So this is the most important question they will ask in the examination. For the sprinkler also same condition, but in this emitter condition more than the 90% is excellent and below the 70% is poor. Means where value of the emission percentage reduces, the performance also be reducing.